Hey, did you guys know that your Google listing for your business, your junk removal business, works very similar to that of a radar on a battleship or a submarine? What it does, it starts looking for customers in your area based on where you started the business listing, the address. This is why it's very, very important. You pick the address of your business very, very wisely and get that confirmation from Google at a very specific place. What's up there, guys? Izzy here once again with Do It Yourself Junk Removal SEO, where I help junk removal guys, dumpster rentals, small business owners really improve their online presence to get their business found on Google, which equals more money in their pockets. And today, what I want to discuss a little bit more, I've talked about it in other videos, is the importance of your Google My Business, your Google listing for your business, and why it's very, very important that you try to get your business address at a specific location where it's going to reach the most potential customers. It kind of works exactly kind of like a battleship. You're on a battleship, you've seen movies, everybody's seen movies, submarine movies, where there's a sonar, not a sonar, a radar, and in the center of the radar is where the battleship or the submarine is located. And what it does is it just spins around and looks for things at its perimeter. The Google listing online works very much the same way. So if you get your listing set up in a very, very populated town, for example, I'm going to use Fresno, California as an example. I think there's like 500,000 people there in Fresno. So if you set up a website for Fresno junk removal, for example, but you live in the outskirts of town. If you live out, there's a city called Clovis. There's other places out in the outskirts. I think there's a place called Dinuba. There's a bunch of little cities out in the perimeters of the town. And what you want to do as a business owner is what you want to do is get your Google listing set up in Fresno, in the city of Fresno, to hit that location. Unless you just want to do Clovis, which is a pretty good sized town, and then just stick with that, or these smaller towns. If that's what you're aiming for, cool, just stick with that. But if you want to reach the big area and be found for a bigger audience, a bigger customer face, what you want to do is you want to get that listing in the center of Fresno or just in the city of Fresno, some way, somehow. And there's ways of doing it. It used to work where you could use a UPS box in a specific town and get one of those. You set that up, pay like $120 to get a UPS box, rent it out for a couple months, just to get that confirmation email, not the letter sent from Google to confirm your business address in that town and get that up. But these days, the people at Google, they're wising up. They don't want that. They don't like PO boxes. They don't like UPS stores. They don't like any of that crap. What they want is a physical address. And the cool thing about dumpster rental and junk removal, you really don't need a physical location for your address because you go to your customers. You don't have a storefront. You don't have anything like that. So all you need is the address of somebody's business, somebody's house, even it could be an apartment. It doesn't even matter. As long as you can get an address, set up the Gmail account there, set up, or you could have a Gmail account that you already have, but you set up an address for your business in that particular spot so that they can send that letter and confirm it with the postcard, and you confirm your location, and then you're good to go. Because what you're trying to do is create that Google listing, start the circumference in that city of Fresno, and spread out from there. There is ways to, like, for example, if you lived in Dinuba, to get your listing set up there and spread out, built the trust, built the authority, get the reviews, just built all the presence and set up your website to hit target Fresno. And eventually you could squeeze into that area, but it's more and more difficult if you do it that way. So you have to somehow get an address. Like I said, even if you have to pay somebody, put an ad up. I don't care if some business owner, maybe some shop you guys know, they just send the card. You tell them you're not going to put the address on Google. All you can do is just set it up and not showcase the address. It's just because Google understands that you're a business that goes to your customers. You don't have a business where they come and visit or anything like that. And you got to think too, Google is not some government entity, some legal thing, something. It's just a search engine. It's just no different than the yellow pages back then. It's a phone book, so you got to use it that way. You're not doing anything sketchy. You're just basically pretending and telling Google that you have an office in the city of Fresno or whatever area that you're in to do your junk removal business. What you want to do is, like I said, you want to increase the reach of that Google business. And the more concentrated you have it in the middle of the bigger populated area, the bigger chance you're going to have to get your business found when people type in the two words junk removal in that particular area. Because I always try to tell people Google gives people back two types of searches. One is junk removal in a specific town. There's a lot of people type in junk removal in a specific town, and then there's a lot of people that just type in junk removal services, junk removal service, junk pickup, things like that, and gives the customer whatever's in that specific region when they made the search, be it they're using their phone, their laptop, or some kind of tablet or anything like that. So this is why it's very important that you try to get your Google listing in a bigger area. If your goal is to make a big online presence and really dominate an area, that's the way to do it, and that's the way to get things going for your junk removal business. So that's all I got for you guys today. And if you guys want to learn more about what I do, some of the services I provide, optimizing Google listings, website design, SEO, all that stuff, you go ahead and go down here to my description, and you guys can learn more about what the things that I can do to help you guys with the business that you guys are in. And hopefully these videos that I'm making are helping you guys, the ones that just want to take the information I'm giving you, just doing it yourselves. That's cool too. All right, guys, till next time.